You know why you clicked on this video. You want to blow stuff up in PVE. You want to have nuclear power in the palm of your hand. Yo, look at that! Today, we're covering the Pocket Nuclear build. Huge shout out to one of the admins in my Discord channel, NICO. He came up with this entire build for this season. And yes, guys, this build will still be great even after the seasonal mods are gone. Why? Well, it doesn't use any of the seasonal mods. This build has what I call the BRAVExHERO forever stamp of approval. On that note, if you're looking for a fun Discord to communicate with other players and hang out, then you might want to consider joining the BRAVExHERO community Discord. You can find that link down below. But with that out of the way, let's get nuclear. Now, we have to start somewhere, and we're starting off with our subclass. We're gonna be rocking the Solar subclass, and for two reasons. Number one, this is how we're gonna get the bonus damage and be able to take down those yellow bar enemies. And number two, Solar subclass is gonna boost our survivability. Now to quickly cover the perks, we're gonna be utilizing the Golden Gun, Marksman. Now I know some of you out there are gonna say,
Blade Barrage is way better. It does more damage.
sure, it does more damage, but there's a high chance that you don't land every blade on that enemy. Unlike the Marksman Golden Gun, you can be really precise with those shots. When it comes to dodge, you want to use Gambler's Dodge. And the reason for that, this is a melee based build. Now what if I told you that the bread and butter of this entire build is going to be your melee? We want to use weighted throwing knife. Why? Well, for two reasons. Number one, you will cause scorched targets to ignite and you get precision damage. And number two, with precision final blows with that knife, you're gonna get a fully charged dodge ability. Also, don't worry, if you're scrambling around to write down everything or pausing the video, guys, I'm gonna have this entire build linked down below and pinned to the comment section. Up next, you wanna choose Healing Grenade because this build revolves around healing yourself and staying alive. Next up, for your aspect, On Your Mark and Knock 'em Down are the ones you wanna choose. Now the aspect that really makes this build go hard is going to be Knock 'em Down. While you're Radiant, final blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refunds your melee energy. You see this energy there, guys? You get a full melee charge and a full dodge ability just by being accurate in PvE and getting those precision final blows. As for fragments, there's only three that really matter, which is going to be Ember of Empyrean, Ember of Ashes, and Ember of Torches. Now we decided to go with Ember of Wonder and Ember of Searing just for that stat boost. Now with Ember of Empyrean, when you get a solar weapon final blow, this will refresh your bonus damage from Radiant and your healing from Restoration. Up next is Ember of Ashes. This will add more stacks of Scorch, hence why we're going to be utilizing the Mida Mini with Incandescent on this build. Lastly, Ember of Torches is going to make you Radiant from throwing knife damage. As for mods, you want to use two Harmonic Siphon mods. The reason for that is when you start getting kills with your Mida Mini, this is going to generate an Orb of Power. Sure, it's a baby orb, but it's still an Orb of Power. Up next, you want to use Melee Wellmaker as well. Slot that anywhere you can. The reason behind that is we're going to be getting a bunch of kills with our throwing knife, and this is going to generate a Solar Well. Following that, you want to use two Font of Might perks, and this is going to be picking up an Elemental Well that matches your subclass energy type. This grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of the same elemental type. Since we do have two available slots, we want to use Well of Life. Picking up a Solar Elemental Well grants increased regeneration for a short period of time. Yes, guys, every time we get that throwing knife kill, we generate that Solar Elemental Well. We're going to activate Well of Life. Lastly, we want to use Elemental Time Dilation. This is going to increase our timer for Well of Life, bringing it to 14 seconds, and Font of Might, bringing it to 17 seconds. Now getting into armor and weapons. This build only requires 4 pieces. Number one is going to be the Ragnhild, and that's going to have to come with 1-2 punch. This is going to give us that massive bonus damage with our throwing knife against those yellow bar enemies. Up next is the Callus Mini Tool, and I highly recommend you get it with Incandescent. You're really going to explode those scorched enemies. The last weapon is going to be the Parasite Grenade Launcher, aka the Worm Bomb. Now, this weapon fires hive worms which explode on impact. The size and damage of the explosion scales with the number of enemies you've defeated just before firing this weapon. I'll break it down for you guys easily. For 1 yellow bar is going to count as 5. For 1 red bar is going to count as 1. You want a number of 20. So you can either kill 4 yellow bars, and that's going to equal 20, or 5 red bars, and that's going to equal 20. And this can be done in any order. You can kill 2 yellow bars and 10 red bars, and that's going to give you that number 20, which is going to increase your weapons damage by 200%. Let's not forget that we still have the weapon damage bonus from Font of Might, since the Parasite is a solar weapon. Also, we're going to be Radiant, which is a 25% damage boost. Now the last piece is going to be the Star Eater scales, and we want this for the bonus damage in our super. Yes guys, we're going to be getting bonus damage from the Parasite Worm Launcher, and we're going to be getting bonus damage from our super. Now rather than having to depend on your teammates to generate orbs for you, you don't need that. Since we're using the mod Harmonic Siphon, double kills will generate an orb, which is going to feed the beast even faster, giving you that max stack of 4 with Star Eater scales. But hey, while we're at it, let me let you in on a secret. Did you know that Star Eater scales gives you more super energy per orb pickup? Now I know what you're wondering.
Brave, how much more energy?
For one of those big orbs that your teammates drop during their super, it goes from a 7 to a 10. And for those little baby orbs that you generate, it goes from a 2.5 to a 4.2, which is massive. If you're slaying out with Harmonic Siphon, you're going to be getting 4.2 per little orb you pick up. Once your Star Eater scales is at 4 stacks, this is going to give you a 70% damage increase to your super. I know, my little kamikaze hunters out there, you're going to have your Parasite Grenade Launcher with 200% damage increase. You're going to have your Golden Gun with a 70% damage increase, aka you're going to have pocket nukes. You want to nuke a yellow bar? Easily. Shoot him with the Ragnarhild, activate 1-2 punch, get him with a throwing knife. Oh no, a group of enemies and some yellow bars. Just nuke him with the Parasite Grenade Launcher. Time for the final boss? Hey, nuke him with the Grenade Launcher, then nuke him with your super. But okay, let's get with the gameplay loop. How do we tie it all together? Well guys, a knife kill will start the gameplay loop. When you get that kill, you're gonna become Radiant. And it's gonna spawn Elemental Wells. Why? Because of Melee Well Maker. When you pick up that Elemental Well, you're gonna start Well of Life. You're gonna be healing for 14 seconds. Also, you're gonna have bonus damage with Font of Might. That's gonna be a 25% weapon boost. Why is this timer so long? Elemental time dilation. And yes guys, as you can tell, that throwing knife will fill up your entire screen with all these buffs. But how do I keep these buffs active? Well, any solar kills are gonna refresh Radiant and Restoration. This can be easily done with the Mida Mini, paired alongside Ember of Empyrean. Not only are you going to have Font of Might active, but you're also going to have Radiant active. Both are 25% damage boost to your weapon. Now, even though we have Restoration active and we're healing, what if times get difficult? What if we're getting slammed by enemies? Well, this is why you want to activate your Healing Grenade. Your Healing Grenade has 2 types of healing. The initial Cure, which is that initial boost of health, and then Restoration, which is going to be another form of healing. And remember guys, this stacks on top of the Well of Life mod. When you pick up that Elemental Well, this is going to activate Well of Life. Now the last thing I would use is Healthy Finisher. Sure, you feel like you're wasting some of your super energy, but don't worry. You're going to be getting a ton of orbs, so there's nothing to worry about. And there you have it, the Pocket Nuclear build. If you guys really like this build, do me a favor and head over to the Discord and send NICO a message. Tell him that this build was awesome and you'd like to see others. Don't worry, for my Titans and Warlocks, I got you guys. You've got something coming up that's really special. While you're typing away in the comment section about why this build is awesome or why it's terrible, hey, click that subscribe button. It's free and it's a great way to stay up to date with all my PVE videos. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good day and I will see you in the next video.